Okay. All right. Alrighty, good afternoon, Arkansas. I'm back here once again to give you guys another update on a new tornado warning that has just been issued for this area here. This is in northeastern Newton County. Remember the same area I was telling you guys about along Highway 65 for Western Grove? We now have a new tornado warning that has just been issued for that area here, guys. So this tornado warning is going to go for northwestern Searcy County, not Searcy, Arkansas, Searcy County, northeastern Newton, southwestern Marion, and southeastern Boone County until 4 o'clock this afternoon. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Carver, or 9 miles east of Jasper, moving northeast at about 30 miles per hour here. So you need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately. Remember I was saying about that area from Highway 65 into southwestern Marion County up here in northern Arkansas. So you need to be checking your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows, put as many walls to you and the outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately. Everyone that's asking about timing, please feel free to look at the page. All the information is pinned and at the top of the page here, guys. But I said before, this is what we got at this point. Tornado warning in effect up here in northern Arkansas here. So this is northeastern Newton, northwestern Searcy, southeastern Boone, and southwestern Marion County until 4 o'clock this afternoon here. So if you know anybody on Western Grove, they need to be taking their tornado precautions immediately here. Now, I will say this. If anybody is in Western Grove right now, between Harrison and Western Grove, up into Marion County here, I will say this. This is going to track towards the Yellville area, towards Flippin, and then towards Bull Shores. If you know anybody that is on the is up here on the lake, they need to be taking shelter immediately in this area. I cannot stress that enough. If you know anybody that's out camping, etc., please do your best to try to give them a heads up. But this is what we got going at this current time here. This is in northern Arkansas at this point. Northwestern Searcy, southeastern Boone, southwestern Marion, and northeastern Newton County until 4 o'clock this afternoon here. Okay, so Western Grove up here, you need to be taking your tornado precautions. That is going to be Highway 65 right here in Western Grove. You need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows, put as many walls to you and the outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately here. So this is the rotation at this point. You can definitely see it clear as day right here, and we're going to have this up for you guys graphically here, so maybe for just a bit, and we're going to show you guys this at this point. Okay, so this is where that area of rotation is right here, just to the southwest of Western Grove at this point, moving northeast into northwestern Searcy and southwestern Marion County at this time here. So that's what the area of rotation is at this current time here. You need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows, put as many walls to you on the outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately in these areas here. Okay, so that's the area of rotation right there, folks. That's going to be in just south of Western Grove, moving right over Highway 65 at this current time here. So right now, no reports of damage or anything like that, but this is something that we're going to continue to monitor over the next couple of minutes here. So that tornado warning still remains in effect at this point right through here. Take your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows. Put as many walls to you and the outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately in this area here, okay? So, bear with me for just a bit. I'm going to get this information up. But right here, this storm right here, this is where your area of rotation is. You need to be seeking shelter. So, Highway 65, southwest Marion County over here. Let's zoom down for just a bit. Okay, so that's Western Grove. That's going to go over towards Pendle, also towards Highway 235 over here, and Highway 125 up here. So you need to be seeking shelter immediately. Get away from windows. Put as many walls to you and the outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately in this point here. Okay, so very strong storm in here. That's the area of rotation. That's the same storm that was in Newton County earlier that sparked the first tornado warning. This one continues to move off towards the north and east here. So we're going to check and see, make sure we got some new information coming in from National Weather Service in Little Rock. At this point right now, I'm not seeing any reports of damage or anything like that, which is great news. But the tornado warning still remains in effect in this area here until 4 o'clock this afternoon. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Carver, or 9 miles east of Jasper, moving northeast at about 30 miles per hour. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a track on the storm here, okay? So bear with me for just a bit. We're going to switch this over and show you guys this graphically here, okay? So This is where that area of rotation is at this time here. Echo tops are really high up there, about 40 to 50,000 feet. So a very tall storm here. This is moving due northeast at this point here towards Marion County at this time here. So it's moving northeast at about 30 miles per hour. So maybe for just a bit, let me zoom this out so you guys can see exactly here. So Western Grove, Pendle up here, that's going to also include Highway 65 up here. You need to be taking your tornado precautions. That's Yellville, Flippin, up here in northwestern Searcy County, not Searcy, Arkansas, Searcy County up here, Highway 65, and then it's going to go into Marion County, and then eventually we'll have to watch and see what happens. It may make its way towards Baxter County up here in far northern Arkansas, towards that Highway 62 area at this current time here. So we're going to watch that close, but I would say right now, if you are in or just south of Western Grove along Highway 65, you need to find shelter immediately. That's getting away from windows, put as many walls to uni outside as possible, get to the lowest area of your home immediately here. So if everyone that's wondering where this is at, this is in northern Arkansas at this current point here. This is where that area of rotation is at this point. This is in northeastern Newton, northwestern Searcy, southeastern Boone, and southwestern Marion counties at this current time here. This is in northern Arkansas. This is going to stay well away from Stone. This is staying away from Izard County. This is going to stay away at this point from Sharp, Independence, Pope County. This is staying all the way from those areas here. This is moving into Marion County, and then it will eventually make its way into Baxter County here. This is in northern Arkansas at this current time here. So you need to be seeking shelter immediately. Get away from windows, put as many walls to uni outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately at this current point here. So the tornado warning still remains in effect at this current time here. We'll read some new information on this tornado warning at this point here. Okay, so right now, that tornado warning still remains in effect at this point for the same area up here in northeastern Newton County, northwestern Searcy, southeastern Boone, and southwestern Marion counties at this current time here. Get away from windows, put as many walls to uni outside as possible, get to the lowest area of your home immediately here. So now we have a new update with that tornado warning here. So this does include the same areas. Severe thunderstorm was capable of producing a tornado, was located near Western Grove, or near Western Grove, or 12 miles east of Jasper, moving northeast at about 30 miles per hour here. So right in here, we're going to go back to our radar, our rotation indicator at this point. You guys can see graphically on what I'm talking about. So right in here, okay, right in here, and that's along County Road 240 right now, 242. Mount Hershey Road up here. This is in far northeastern Newton County at this time here. The area of rotation is right there on County Road 240 right now, moving due northeast. So this is going to impact Highway 65, County Road 21, over towards, give me 1 second here, except for Highway 65, and then Searcy 27 Highway up here, and then County Road 210 up here in northwestern Searcy County here. So Pendle, Western Grove, Highway 65, take your tornado precautions immediately right in here. This is where that area of rotation is clear as day, where your green and your red combine. This is where that area of rotation is, right over County Road 242 or Mount Hershey at this point, moving due northeast at this time. We're going to put a track on the storm here. So bear with me for just a bit. I'm going to switch this back over. So bear with me for just a second. We're going to put a track on the storm at this time here, and it's going to come back up here in just a second. But you can see exactly what we're talking about here. You need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows, put as many walls to uni outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately in these areas here, okay? I cannot stress that enough at this current time here, okay? So that's Western Grove, that's Pendle, that's Highway 65 up here, and northeastern Newton and northwestern Searcy counties at this current time here, okay? So this is going to come back on the screen here just shortly. Bear with me for just a bit. There it is right there. So there it is just to the south of Highway 65 at this current time here. It's clear as day. That's that area of rotation right in here. We're going to put a track simply on that area of rotation at this point. So we're going to get to the lowest area of your home immediately in this area here, guys. I cannot stress that enough at this current time here, okay? So the live stream is going to come back up here shortly. We should be good to go. So the live stream is back up. Do apologize if there's any issues, but we're back up and running now here, okay? So this is what we got at this point. This is moving due northeast from Newton County into northwestern Searcy, and then it's going to go into Marion County at this time here. So Highway 65 up here into Marion County at this time. Take your tornado precautions immediately. Harrison at this point, this is going to stay, I will say, just to your southeast here, okay? This is going to impact areas between Harrison and Marshall right now, along Highway 65. So I will say, Harrison, you're good to go. However, I will still watch because these storms are strong coming into the Harrison area at this point. But this is where that area of rotation is right now, right over northeastern Newton County or northwestern Searcy County at this point, moving due northeast into Marion County at about 30 miles per hour. So Pendle, Yellville, and then flipping up here, take your tornado precautions immediately. This is Highway 62 up here that's going to be impacting. And then I will say down road, dude, here, Mountain Home at this point, Baxter County. You need to be watching this storm very closely at this point, okay? I cannot stress that enough. Watch this storm very closely as it's pushing off towards the north and east here, because it is going to impact Highway 62, and I will say it may draw close or just to the south of Mountain Home at this time here. So that's my first alert to those in Mountain Home at this point here, okay? So that's the area of rotation right here. Okay, and then so forth. This is going to continue to move on towards north and east here. So we have a new tornado warning that just got issued until 4:30. We'll go ahead and read to you guys this graphically here. So it just got issued here. Western Searcy, northeastern Newton County. Once again, Newton and Searcy County taking the lead with the tornado warnings this afternoon. There's going to go until 4:30. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Piercetown or 8 miles south of Jasper, moving northeast at about 35 miles per hour, excuse me. So hazard tornado source radar indicated rotation at this current time here. This is going to include Piercetown, Crossroad, Mount Judah, also towards Gum Springs and Newton County here. So take your tornado precautions, moving to a basement, into your room. Grab a helmet to protect yourself from the potential of flying debris. You want to get away from windows. You want to get to the lowest and the more central portion of your home, and you want to get away from the windows here, guys. I want to stress that enough. If you're outside or you're in a mobile home, you need to move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris at this point. So we have 2 tornado warnings on the board. The first one, for some reason, is not showing up, but you can see the track of the first one. And then the second one down here in Newton County, there's now a new area of rotation right in here, okay? That's the area of rotation is going to track the exact same way as this one. So Highway 65. Stay on guard. You have 2 tornado warnings at this point. You need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows. Put as many walls to you and the outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately. I cannot stress that enough at this current time here. You need to be seeking shelter immediately here. So this is 2 tornado warnings at this point. You need to be seeking shelter immediately in these areas. I cannot stress that enough at this time here. This tornado warning is going to go until 4:30 this afternoon here. And we'll go ahead and show you guys this graphically. We'll zoom this out and show you guys this at this point. So that's the first tornado warning right here. That's going to go into Marion County, Highway 62. And then you have another tornado warning here. That's going to go until 4:30 this afternoon. That's going to go for western Searcy and northeastern Newton County at this current time here, okay? So watch this very closely. This is pushing off due northeast at this time. Right now, I'm not seeing any reports of damage, which is great news. That's the one thing I want to hear whenever you're dealing with any tornado warnings and stuff like that. However, there is now a new mesoscale out from the Storm Prediction Center here. A couple of tornadoes remain possible late this afternoon, and in addition to the risk of hail and damaging wind gusts, a thunderstorm cluster with embedded rotating cells have developed in northwestern Arkansas, as you can see with the several tornado warnings. This is and a potentially tornadic cell moved over Newton County. Deep layer shear remains marginally favorable for supercells across the region, and an additional embedded rotation cells may develop late this afternoon. So this is where that tornado threat is going to be maximized from the short-term period, from now until later on. Then we're going to have to start watching other areas across the state. But right now there's a boundary up here in northern Arkansas with all that heating coming up from the Gulf of Mexico here, and then our cold front coming out from the northwest. This is what's setting up this this tornadic potential up here in northern Arkansas. So this is pushing due northeast at this point. We're going to go ahead and loop the radar here, guys, so you guys can see graphically on what's going on here. So that's that first area of rotation moving into northwestern Searcy, and that's going to go into Marion County. We have another area of rotation in Newton County at this point, and you can see graphically here, this is as well as 2 tornado warnings at this time here. So the first one going into Marion, and then you have your second one down in here to move into northeastern Newton County and northwestern Searcy County at this time here. So take your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows. Put as many walls to unity outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately at this current time here, okay? Now, we're going to zoom this out. We're going to go back over to our area, our reflectivity at this time here. And you can see where the 2 tornado warnings is at this point. Newton County and Searcy County, Marion County and Boone County kind of standing out as number 1 right now here. Everywhere else across the state, let's zoom this out so you guys got to get a perspective on what's going on here. And this is what we got going. So the rest of the natural state right now, relatively quiet. Not much going on. Remember that cluster of storms I was telling you guys in the live stream earlier on that we were going to have to watch? This is what we got at this point. So 2 tornado warnings on the board right now, one until 4 and the other one until 4:30. None of this is moving towards Jonesboro or anything like that. This is moving due northeast at this current time here. So Newton, Searcy, Marion, and Boone counties, take your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows, put as many walls to unity outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately at this current time here, okay? So this is in north central Arkansas at this point. If you are in Mountain Home right now, I would watch these storms closely. This cluster is moving northeast into north central Arkansas. So that's going to be Marion and eventually Baxter County. If you're in Mountain Home right now, if you're doing anything outdoors, I would watch these storms closely and be ready to seek tornado precautions as these storms move into Baxter County, okay? So Marion and Baxter counties, watch this very closely here. This is my first alert to those areas up there. We're going to zoom this back down so you guys can see graphically what's going on. Everywhere else across the state, some scattered showers and a thunderstorm here and there. Not much going on across the board here, okay? So keep this in mind here. But this is for Newton, Searcy, and Marion counties. Tornado warnings remain in effect at this point. This one is going to go from western Searcy and northeastern Newton County until 4:30. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Piercetown or 8 miles south of Jasper, moving northeast at about 35 miles per hour. Hazard tornado source radar indicated rotation at this current point. And then we have the other one that's going to go as well until 4 o'clock for northwestern Searcy, northeastern Newton, southwestern Marion, and southeastern Boone counties at this current time here. Okay, so if you're in Flippin right now, you need to be seeking shelter immediately. You do not want to wait until this storm is on top of you. Let me repeat that. You do not want to wait until this storm is on top of you. If you are under a tornado warning right now, you need to be seeking shelter, okay? Your life becomes first before footage. I cannot stress that enough. So if you are under this tornado warning at this point, let's zoom this down. So this is going to include Pendle, Western Grove. You need to be seeking shelter immediately. If you're in Flippin right now or in Yellville, I would go ahead and take those tornado precautions. I would not wait for this storm to get to you. I would go ahead and take those tornado precautions. Stay one step ahead of warnings today. That way you're accurately ready to go when those warnings get issued at this time here, okay? So watch this very closely. This is moving due northeast, so this is right over Highway 65 at this time. And we're going to go over to our rotation indicator at this point, and there it is, clear as day. You've got 2 areas of rotation that is going on at this point. And give me 1 second here. I'm going to get this up for you guys here, okay? So this is going to be right in here, all right? So let me move the screen over for just a bit so you guys can see. So right in here, this is where that area of rotation is going to be at this current time here, okay? So one right over Pendle, and then you have a second one that's going to get going just to the south of, just to southeast, excuse me, of Jasper at this current time here. But this one right here is your main area of rotation at this point. And then so before, we got another area down in here in Jasper at this time here that's moving in the same area, okay? So you need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows, put as many walls to unity outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately. I'm seeing several comments about people being outside and stuff like that. Folks, please take these tornado warnings seriously, okay? There are 2 areas of rotation. You do not need to be outside during a tornado warning at this point, okay? You need to be seeking shelter immediately. This is addressing the Yellville area and the Flipping area up here in Marion County. You need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately, guys. Do not wait for these storms to get to you. You need to be seeking shelter immediately at this point here, okay? These tornado warning storms are moving in that general area. This is my first alert to those guys up there in Flippin and Yellville. Take your tornado precautions immediately, guys. Do not wait outside or anything like that. You need to be seeking shelter immediately in these areas here, okay? So we're going to zoom this out, and then so forth. We're going to watch this situation very closely here, but the one thing I'm concerned about is both of these storms are separated. They're away from each other at this time here. This is going to move. One of them's moving into Marion County at this point. The other one continues in Newton County at this time here. Both go until 4 and 4:30. I'm fairly certain you're going to have an extension of that tornado warning that's going to go into Marion and then eventually into Mount Home at this current time here, okay? So notice something, by the way, how we're getting more tornado warnings versus the severe thunderstorm warning, because everything up here is favorable for the potential of seeing tornadoes at this current time here, okay? So watch this very closely. Right over Western Grove at this point, and then you see that other area of rotation down here in Newton County. You need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately here. So we got a new update on that tornado warning at this point. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to read to you guys this graphically here. Tornado warning remains in effect until 4 o'clock for northwestern Searcy, northeastern Newton, southwestern Marion, and southeastern Boone counties. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Western Grove, or 15 miles east of Jasper, moving northeast at about 25 miles per hour here. Radar indicated rotation. Take your tornado precautions immediately in this area here, guys. Do not wait until this is confirmed or anything like that. Do not put your life at risk trying to get footage, okay? Take your tornado precautions immediately in this area here, guys. Your life becomes first before footage. I want to harp that to everybody at this point here, okay? So Yellville, Highway 62 up here in Marion County. From Yellville over to Mount Home, my first alert to you guys up there at this point. Take your tornado precautions immediately in this area here. You need to be prepared. You need to be ready to go in this area here, okay? Western Grove, you should have already been in shelter. Areas along Highway 65, you should have already been in shelter as well from the first tornado warning live stream we had. So you need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows, put as many walls to unity outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately at this current point here, okay? But I want to reassure everybody, okay? Because I know I'm getting a lot of comments about other areas in the natural state at this point. This is why I harp on you guys so much about knowing your counties and knowing your cities, okay? Everybody else outside of Newton, Searcy, Marion, and Boone counties, and even Baxter County at this time here, are in the relative good go, okay? In terms of the tornado threat right now, are relatively good to go. We are going to watch you guys later on, but our primary focus right now is going to be in north central Arkansas at this current time, okay? So if you know anyone that lives in Newton, in Searcy County, in Marion County, or in Boone County right now, you need to be seeking shelter immediately. That's getting away from windows, put as many walls to unity outside as possible, get to the lowest area of your home immediately here. So Highway 65, you should have already been in shelter by now. Highway 62 in Yellville, I would watch this very closely. You do have two areas of distinct rotation that's moving due northeast into Marion County at this current time here, okay? So we're going to watch this very, very closely here, but Highway 65, you should have already been in shelter. Highway 62 up here from Yellville over towards Mount Home. Watch this situation very closely, guys. I cannot stress this enough. You need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately, okay? So let me read this, okay? So National Weather Service Little Rock continues a tornado warning until 4:30 at 3:50 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado over Piercetown, or 8 miles southeast of Jasper, moving northeast at about 35 miles per hour here, okay? So this is going to go for those areas, and then also that other tornado warning as well. That's going to go until 4 o'clock. That's going to include Boone, Marion, Newton, and Searcy counties as well. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Western Grove, or 15 miles east of Jasper, moving northeast at about 25 miles per hour here, okay? So you need to be taking shelter immediately if you really want along Highway 65 or on Highway 62 or Highway 14 as well. We got Highway 235. Let's zoom this down so you guys can see exactly what I mean here. So Pendall, I'm hoping you guys are okay. If you're in the Pendall area, you should have already been in shelter. However, we got Highway 235 as well. We've got Highway, give me 1 second, Highway 235, Highway 14 up here, and then of course Highway 62, and then Highway 65 that runs from Harrison all the way down to Marshall. So between those two areas, between Western Grove and Pendall right now, you need to be seeking shelter immediately. Get away from windows, put as many walls to a unit outside as possible. Move to the closest area of your home immediately here, okay? Now, as said before, we do have other areas in the natural state that does have thunderstorms. I want to stress to you guys as much as physically possible, okay? This is going to be the primary source of our attention right now, okay? Where the tornado warnings is. There's not nowhere else in across the natural state right now do we have tornado warnings or severe thunderstorm warnings at this point, okay? The 2 tornado warnings right now are going to be in Newton, in Searcy, Marion, and Boone counties. Everybody else, if you're dealing with a thunderstorm right now, it is either a strong thunderstorm that is capable of producing large hail or damaging winds at this time. We're going to watch this very closely, but this is where the area of rotation is at this point, right here, Searcy and the Newton counties right now. And this one right here, and I will say this one is the strongest. The southern one is the strongest out of the 2 right now. This one's moving into Marion County at this point, but this one right in here, I'm going to zoom down to this one right now. That's over, give me 1 second, Highway 74. That's going to go right over County Road 249 at this point. This is where that area of rotation is the strongest out of the 2 right now here. This is right along Highway 74 up here. Give me 1 second, County Road 249. County Road 39 up here, and this is also going to clear 74. It's going to move right into Highway 65 at this time here. So watch these storms very closely. Take your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows. Put as many walls to a unit outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately in these areas here, okay? So this is back to our radar at this point. And we zoom this out so you guys can see what's going on here. And there's actually another area of concern that we're going to have to watch. Newton County is the focal point this afternoon for areas of rotation. And you've got one in Western Grove, you've got one in central Newton County that's just southeast of Jasper, and you've got another one that's trying to get going that's just to in the southern portions of the county right now, coming out of Johnson County. So this is going to be the focal point of the tornadic development for at least a short-term period, guys. So if you know anybody in this area, they need to be seeking shelter immediately. That's going to be Highway 62 and Highway 65 in this area here. Western Grove, Pendle, Yellville, and up towards Mount Home at this time here. Take your tornado precautions immediately at this current point. Right now, at this point, I'm not seeing any sign or any reports of damage at this point. I'm not hearing anything at this point in terms of it being confirmed or anything like that. But still, take your tornado precautions immediately, folks. Don't wait for it to be confirmed or anything like that. You need to be seeking shelter immediately at this current time. But right now, I'm not seeing any reports of damage. I'm not seeing any reports of damage, which is great news, by the way. But so before, with it being radar indicated, it does pose a risk of producing an isolated tornado. Watch this situation very closely. This is moving due northwest into Searcy County at this current time here, at this point here, okay? So we're going to watch this very closely. I'm going to zoom this out and show you guys what's going on graphically at this point here, okay? So for those that are wondering, for the rest of the natural state, okay, we've got some strong storms that are going up. The ones in Polk County at this time here. I want to reassure you guys, this area is not tornado warned or severe thunderstorm warned. This is a special weather statement for large hail and 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts at this time here. These storms are going to be very loud as they get going this afternoon and this evening. But this storm is not tornado warned at this time here. We're going to watch it close. But right now, this storm is not tornado warned at this time here. If I hear any more information about it, I will relay it to you guys. But right now, no tornado warning in Polk or in Montgomery County at this current point here, okay? Newton County, Searcy County, Marion, and Boone County is where the focal point of the tornado warnings are at this current time here. So Jasper, Western Grove, Yellville, Highway 62, and Highway 65. You need to be seeking shelter immediately. Get away from windows. Put as many walls to your unit outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately at this current point, okay? So we're going to watch the situation very closely. I will say this, that one just southwest of Western Grove right now here, that area of rotation, we're going to go back to it for just a bit. We're going to show you guys this graphically, okay? Right here is where that area of rotation is at this point. Based off of the latest scans, it appears that the rotation is starting to lessen. And the reason why that it's starting to lessen is because there's a lot of thunderstorm activity going on right now, and it's affecting the environment, okay? So basically what's going on is the rotation's trying to get going, but if you have storms, I'll show you guys this graphically, you got storms going on to the south at this point, and it's choking off the rotation, okay? So what does that mean? That means that the tornado is not able to begin going, okay? If that's the case, then we should be good to go. However, I want to stress to you guys, over here in Searcy County, in Stone County, in Van Buren County, notice something. These storms are going up, and they're automatically starting to hook. That tells me that you have a boundary near place, and these things are hooking very, very closely, okay? So watch these isolated cells very closely. All of these cells are going to track due northeast into Fulton County and into Izard County at this point. We're going to watch this situation closely, but I am starting to get concerned about that Van Buren storm, about the Stone County storm over here. We've got Searcy over here as well. We're going to have to watch all of these storms very closely over the next couple of hours for that tornadic potential as they begin to move off towards north and east here, okay? So forward, this is our radar at this time here. You can see very closely where the two tornado warnings in place at this point. One goes until 4 o'clock, the other goes until 4:30 this afternoon at this current time. Okay, so let me zoom this out, show you guys this graphically and what's going on. But I'm very concerned about that Marion County storm up here, the couple of storms up here that are trying to get going near Searcy County and Marion County right now here. We're going to watch this closely because basically what that means is these storms are rotating, and they can easily produce an isolated tornado or two, and especially in this environment that we have up here in northern Arkansas right now, with a boundary that's kind of laid out in northern Arkansas at this point. So this is moving due north and northeast at this point. We're going to watch the situation very closely. Thank you guys so much. I'm seeing a lot of comments about people notifying people in Yellville and stuff like that about the tornado warnings. I do appreciate each and one of y'all for doing that. I believe, let me double check something real quick. I believe they have dropped both of the tornado warnings at this point. So let me double check on that, make sure. All right, so the tornado warning for Newton and Searcy counties have been canceled per the National Weather Service in Little Rock. Let me double check and make sure we're both good on both of them. Okay, so the tornado warning has been canceled for both, has been allowed to expire, and we're going to watch this one in Newton County as well. This one has been allowed to be canceled as well here. Okay, so the expired tornado warning for Boone, Marion, Newton, and Searcy, and then they cancel the one in Newton and Searcy at this time here. So forward, there's a lot of storm activity right now that's kind of cutting into the rotation, and it's going to kill whatever tornadic potential you're going to have within that storm here. So we're going to watch the situation closely. I'm going to stay on live for just a little bit longer. I want to see what's going to end up happening with these storms as they push off towards north and east here. But we're going to zoom radar out right now here, and we're going to switch this over to severe weather coverage here. So maybe for just a bit, we're going to switch this over to severe weather live coverage since tornado warnings have been allowed to expire here, okay? I want to talk about the rest of the natural state at this point. Severe thunderstorm watch for much of Arkansas. That's going to go until 10 o'clock this evening here, okay? We've got a lot of cells that are going on across this area at this point. Give me 1 second. I'm going to show you guys this severe thunderstorm watch graphically, okay? We now have a new severe thunderstorm watch that just got issued for southwestern Arkansas that's going to go until 11 o'clock. So from Texarkana all the way up into the Ohio Valley, we have a severe thunderstorm watch until 10 and 11 o'clock this afternoon. Not this afternoon, excuse me, until this evening here, okay? We are expecting strong to severe thunderstorms capable of producing damaging winds, hail, and that isolated tornado potential as well here. We're going to watch the situation very closely here at this current time. If you guys are having audio problems, you may have to back out of the live stream and then come back in. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but the tornado warning has been allowed to be expired at this current point here, okay? So the tornado warnings are dropped off the board, but I wanted to talk to you guys about what's going on across Natchez that kind of ease some minds about what's going on at this point here, okay? So we have switched over to our severe weather live coverage at this point. The tornado warnings have been allowed to be dropped at this time here, okay? But we're watching the situation closely. This is what we got. Severe thunderstorm warnings up here, not severe thunderstorm warnings, severe thunderstorm watches, for much of northern, northeastern, central and southwestern Arkansas. This one is going to go until 10 p.m. for much of the natural state, and in southwestern Arkansas, it's going to go until 11 o'clock this evening here. Remember, damaging winds, large hail, and also the potential of isolated tornado too. And now we have a new tornado warning that had just been issued for Searcy County, so bear me for just a bit. We're going to switch right back over to tornado warning coverage here, so bear with me for 1 second here, guys. I'm going to show you guys this graphically here. If you know anybody in this area, they need to be seeking shelter immediately, so we're going to go ahead and stop radar for just a bit. There's a new tornado warning that just got issued, so we're going back into tornado warning coverage at this current time here. Give me 1 second. All right, so this is tornado warning coverage at this point. This is moving into Searcy County at this current time here. This is a new warning. This is going to go for northwestern Searcy, eastern Newton County, and south central Marion County until 4:30 this afternoon. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Ula, or 15 miles southeast of Jasper, moving northeast at about 30 miles per hour here. So you need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows, put as many walls to unity outside as possible, get to the lowest area of your home immediately in this area here. So we have a new tornado warning that just been issued until 4:30 this afternoon. This is why I was saying I'm going to stay on live as long as possible to kind of see if we're going to get any more additional tornado warnings at this point here. Okay, so this is moving into Searcy County and into Marion County at this point here. We're going to zoom this down and show you guys this graphically here. So once again, Highway 65, Gilbert, Highway 333. Also, we got State Highway 14 up here. You need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately. This is going to stay northwest of Marshall. And if you are in Marshall right now, I would go ahead and take your tornado precautions just to be on the safe side. It would not hurt to take your tornado precautions if you are in Marshall at this point. However, watch the situation very closely as it's pushing up towards north and east here. Okay, so if you're in Marshall right now or along Highway 65, you need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately in this area here. And I do realize the one up there for Flippin, that tornado warning has been allowed to be expired, so we're good to go on that storm. Still watch out for heavy rainfall, large hail, and very strong winds with the storm here, capable of producing 60 mile per hour wind gusts with the storm as it's pushing off towards north and east here. But this is the tornado warning at this point. So Gilbert, take your tornado precautions immediately in this area. Get away from windows, put as many walls to any outside as possible, get to the lowest area of your home immediately in this area here. And there it is, right here, right through here, right coming into northwestern Searcy County at this current time here. So that's pushing into Searcy County at this point here. So Highway 65, Highway 333 over here, and then also Highway 374. You need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately. There's now a new severe thunderstorm warning that just got issued for west central Searcy, northeastern Newton County until 4:30. This is for the potential of a severe thunderstorm capable of 60 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail that is moving into the same general area. So as said before, this is moving due northeast at about 30 miles per hour. Take your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows. Put as many walls to unity outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately at this current point here, okay? So, the tornado threat. This is why I talked to you guys so much about the tornado threat. Remember, this is a 2% tornado risk up here. A 2% tornado risk, which I feel it should have been a 5, but this is a 2% tornado risk up here. Very low risk, and you're seeing tornado activity up here in northern Arkansas. So that's why I tell you guys all the time, take those very low tornado threats very seriously here. But you can see an air filtration right over County Road 12 at this point here, moving into Searcy County here. So interest along Highway 65 or Highway 333 up here. I know this is kind of a rural area up here in northern Arkansas. You need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately at this point. So we're going to zoom this out, give you guys a kind of a region-wide view of what's going on. We're going to go ahead and kind of put this right in here so you guys can see a little closer on what's going on here. So this is going to stay away from Stone County. This is staying away from Izzard. But right now, this is moving into southern Marion and Baxter County. Once again, you guys are on a needle with these tornado warnings at this point. We'll have to wait and see what happens at this current time here. But we're going to watch the situation very closely, guys. So before, if you know anybody that needs coverage, tag them in this live stream or send them a link to our page. This is what we do, folks. This is why we're here. This is why we keep you guys updated. We have tornado warning coverage, severe thunderstorm warning coverage, etc., all on the page here. So this is why we're here, guys. This is why we're here. Okay, so tornado warning remains in effect in this area until 4:30. It's going to go for Searcy County and Newton County at this point here. This is staying north of Interstate 40. This is going to go right along Highway 65 as well here. So you can see clearly on what's going on here at this point. Now, what I'm concerned about, and this is going to go for Baxter County as well, there are some cells that are beginning to go in Baxter County that may warrant either a severe thunderstorm warning or a tornado warning. One in particular, and I'm not taking anything away from the tornado warning itself, but one in particular right in here that's going to go right along Highway 341 over here. That's north of Big Flat or moving towards Norfolk up here. Watch this storm closely. Definitely a very large hail producer up here, and we're going to have to watch for that rotation as well here. So watch this situation very closely, guys. This is what we got going at this point. If you're in the other areas in the natural state right now, if you're in central or in southern Arkansas, eastern Arkansas, southwest Arkansas, you're watching this coverage at this point, have a plan ready to go. Have a strategy ready to go. Whenever there's severe thunderstorm warnings or a tornado warning, have a plan ready to go by the time we get towards this evening and into tonight. I promise you guys, you will be dealing with strong to severe thunderstorms later this evening into the night. I'm very worried about those areas just to the south of here, because you got to remember something here, okay? Let me zoom this out. So there's tornado warning here. Notice something, okay? Outside of far western Arkansas, not much going on across central Arkansas. Not much going on across northeastern Arkansas. Not much going on across southern or eastern Arkansas right now here. This area is going to be the next area for prime severe weather development as we get towards this afternoon into this evening, okay? The tornado warning up there in Searcy County, we'll monitor that situation very closely. Anybody on Highway 65 or Marshall, you need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately. But if you're watching this stream right now, you're trying to figure out what's going on, this is what we have at this point here. Tornado warning up there. Not much in the way of development across the rest of the natural state, but I would definitely watch and for development as we get towards the afternoon into this evening here, especially in west central and central Arkansas, Interstate 30 as well here. We're going to watch that very closely as we get towards the evening and into tonight here. But our primary focus right now is going to be up here in Searcy County at this point here. And you can see just based off of the reflectivity, you can see what's going on here. So good amount of outflow back here, storms coming in, winds coming out of your north and northwest, and then you got your southerly to southeasterly winds here. So this is where that tornado potential is, right here, okay? That's going to move right into Gilbert, and then it's going to make a run for Highway 14 up here and up here in Marion County. So you need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows, put as many walls to unity outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately in these areas here, okay? So we're going to zoom this out. Give me 1 second. Let me zoom this out. Let me double check on something real quick. No damage reports right now part of the National Weather Service alert, which is great news. However, I believe we do have a couple of power outages, so bear with me for just a bit. We're going to take a look at that real quickly. All right, so we got tornado warning up there in Searcy, and right now, I will say, give me 1 second here. Let me double check on something real quick. I do think we have a couple of power outages that have been reported. So right now, the entire state at this point is sitting at about 3,000 people without power. Majority at this point coming out of Clay County up there in northeastern Arkansas. We are starting to get a few reports of power outages in Searcy and in Newton County at this current time here. We're going to monitor the situation very closely. But as said before, this is what we have going at this point. Tornado warning remains in effect for Newton and Searcy counties until 4:30 this afternoon. Take your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately, folks. I cannot stress it enough at this current time. Okay, so this is right here. If you're in Marshall, my advice to you in Marshall, you probably have sirens going off in Marshall right now, which is great news, by the way. I would go ahead and seek your tornado precautions if you're in Marshall at this point. I am checking our Twitter right now. I'm not seeing anything in terms of damage. If one of my forecasters on the page can do me a favor and kind of relay some damage reports, if you hear anything at this time here. Right now, great news, I'm not hearing anything, but if you do come across anything, please feel free to let me know at this current point here. But right now, fortunately for us, I'm not hearing anything, but still, folks, take your tornado precautions immediately in this area here. So that's going to go for Searcy, and that's going to go for Marion counties at this current time here. So that's the area of rotation. What we're going to do, we're going to put a track on this storm here, okay? So give me 1 second here, and we'll go ahead and switch this off. We're going to go over to this real quick. We're going to switch this over, all right? And we're going to put a track on this storm here, okay? So this is, it's going to come up here just shortly, guys. Bear with me for just a bit, okay? Give me 1 second here, guys. Give me 1 second, okay? So, as before, there it is right there. We lost radar for just a bit. It's going to come back up here shortly. So bear with me for just a second here. But so far, guys, you do need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows. Put as many walls to uni outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately in this area here. For some reason, we're having some technical difficulties here, but it's going to come back up here just shortly here, guys. All right, so there's our software coming back up. So that tornado warning still remains in effect. Right now, I'm not hearing anything in terms of damage, which is great news. That tornado warning still remains in effect per National Weather Service, and Little Rock to continue it until 4:30 this afternoon at this point here. Okay, so there's a tornado warning right here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put this back up full screen so you guys can see. All right, so there's tornado warning right in here. Going to go right there on Highway 65 at this current point. So take your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows. Put as many walls to uni outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately in these areas. It's going to go for Searcy County, and this is going to go for southern Marion County at this current point here. Okay, so give me 1 second. I'm taking a look at everything right now, looking at damage reports and stuff like that. Right now, I'm not seeing anything, which is great news. We're going to take a look at our gate-to-gate shear. Something that we like to use whenever for tornado warnings, and right now, just based off everything, this is broad rotation, which is great news. There it is right in here, where your blue and your orange kind of meet together. I'm going to put this right in here so you guys can see a little clearer. But at this moment, I'm not seeing anything that warrants anything being on the ground here. Okay, so that's basically right here. This is going to go, give me 1 second, this is going to go for County Road 12. So it's right over County Road 12 at this point. This is moving due northeast, so this is going to impact County Road 12 up here as well. And then Highway 65 between Marshall and also Western Grove at this point here. So Gilbert, between Gilbert and Marshall, excuse me, Highway 65, Highway 333 over here, and then you have Highway 14 that is going to be the next projected area for target here. So you're going to watch the situation very closely. Also, not only for the tornado potential, but very strong winds with these storms here, guys. 70 to 75 mile per hour wind gusts here. This is radar indicated, by the way, here, but some strong winds coming into this area here. So that's why I'm saying you need to be watching the situation very closely. Let me go ahead and make this a full screen so you guys can see a little clearer. But this is what we got going at this point here. So right through here, 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts, regardless of the tornado threat. This is moving due into Searcy at this, not Searcy, Arkansas, Searcy County, Arkansas at this point. It's moving into Searcy County along Highway 65. So those in Searcy, you're not dealing with this at this point. This is in Searcy County from Marshall to Gilbert along Highway 65 at this point here, okay? So for 65 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts. Also, the potential of a tornado with the storm. And so for this is moving due northeast at about 30 miles per hour. We're going to go ahead and put a track on the storm here. So bear with me for just a bit. Let me go ahead and get this up for you guys at this time here, okay? So give me 1 second here. We'll go ahead and switch this over and show you guys this graphically at this time here. There's the area of rotation right here, moving due northeast at 30 miles per hour here, okay? So this is going to impact Gilbert. We're around that 4:40 time frame here. I think it's going to be a little faster than that. We're going to have to watch it close. But as I said before, do not let your guard down with this tornado warning. But right now, the rotation is going to be rain wrapped, so you're not going to be able to see it. Clearly. So you do need to be seeking shelter immediately. Get away from windows. Put as many walls to uni outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately in this area here, guys. I cannot stress that enough at this current point here. Also, I'm getting a lot of reports from the MENA area of hail at this time here. As said before, we are aware that there are other thunderstorms that are strong at this point here, but none of those storms are tornadic at this time here. So as I said before, we are going to monitor those storms, but right now I will say that at this point, that our focus is going to be where this tornado warning is at this current time. But right now, we are getting some reports over there in southwestern Arkansas of some hail in Polk County, POLK, over there in Mena at this current point here. Okay, so we're going to zoom this out and show you guys this graphically what's going on here. Okay, so Searcy, I know I've just been kind of repeating over and over again about Newton and Searcy County and Marion County. It's been the same boat for the last hour or so, but this is where the tornado potential is greatest at this point here. Okay, we are watching other areas across the state. There's one severe thunderstorm warning in Polk County right now. That's going to go for Newton, southeastern Johnson, and northern Polk County right now until 5 o'clock. So thunderstorm located over Holman, or 8 miles east of Clarksville, moving northeast at about 40 miles per hour. And we have a new tornado warning that has just been issued for Stone and Izard counties up here in northern Arkansas. So, as said before, folks, up here in northern Arkansas, the ball is just going to continue to go as we get towards this afternoon into this evening. This is what we got going at this current time here. Several tornado warnings across the board. We got 2 tornado warnings, 2 severe thunderstorm warnings at this point. Let me zoom this out so you guys can see what's going on here, okay? So for a new tornado warning has been issued for north central Stone and central Izard County at this time here. So if you know anybody that's listening to this video right now and you're in Izard County, do me a big favor. Go ahead and tag your family and friends in this live stream. If they need the information, please tag them in this live stream at this current time here, guys. I want to stress this at this current point, okay? Tornado warning remains in effect for north central Stone and central Izard County until 5 o'clock. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Blanchard Springs Campground, or 8 miles north of Mountain View, moving northeast at 20 miles per hour here. This storm is all by itself. This is going to go right over the Melbourne area. So Highway 5, Highway 9 over here. You need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately. If you're in the Melbourne area, you need to be seeking shelter immediately in this area here. Highway 56, you need to be seeking your tornado precautions immediately in this area here, guys. I cannot stress this enough. You need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately at this point. This also includes the Mountain View area. So take your tornado precautions immediately. If you are in Izard County right now, take your tornado precautions immediately at this point here, okay? This is going to say northwest of Mount Pleasant, north of the Mountain View area at this point, okay? So let me correct myself. This does not include Mountain View. This is north of Mountain View at this point in northern Stone County. This is moving into the Melbourne area, okay? So if you're in Melbourne or in Izard County, you need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately. I do know sirens are probably going to be going off in Stone County right now, Mountain View, but right now I want to say that this is moving due northeast into Izard County. So Izard County, you need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately in this area. Also, tornado warning over here, not taking anything away from this tornado warning as well. This is going to go for the same area we've been talking about for the last hour. Northwestern Searcy, eastern Newton, central Marion counties at this time here. You need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows, put as many walls to you on the outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately at this current point here, okay? I cannot stress that enough at this current time here, okay? So, we're going to watch the situation very closely. Let me double check on some stuff real fast here. Right now, I'm not hearing anything in terms of damage, which is great news. But as said before, we do have 2 ongoing tornado warnings at this point up here in northern Arkansas here. So, Marshall, Stone, Marion, Baxter counties, Izard counties, Fulton County, and Sharp County. Watch these storms very closely. They're all moving to the north and east. This one in particular, coming out of Mountain View, does have the best potential of producing a tornado because it's all by itself and it's taking that classic supercell structure at this current time here, okay? So do me a favor, if you know anybody in northern Arkansas right now, please tag them in this live stream. I'm going to repost this live stream on top of the page. That way nobody misses this information. But as said before, folks, you need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows. Put as many walls to you outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately in this area here, okay? So remember me for just a bit. Let me go ahead and show you guys on what's going on here. But this is what's going on at this point here, okay? So I know there's a lot of people tuning in on the page that don't know what's going on. This is what we got. Several tornado warnings across the board. I'm going to pin this to the top of the page. So remember me for just a bit. But this is what we have at this time here. Several tornado warnings at this point for Stone, for Marion, for Searcy counties, and also Newton County at this time here. Take your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows. Put as many walls to unity outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately at this current point. Okay. So what I'm gonna do right now here, guys, as so before, give me 1 second here. Alright, give me 1 second here. Alright, so this is getting pinned to the top of the page right now, so no one is missing this information. Okay, so that tornado warning is across northern Arkansas at this current time. That's going to go for Searcy, that's going to go for Marion, and it's going to go for Marion, Stone, Searcy, and Newton counties at this time here. Take your tornado precautions immediately. The one in Stone County is 3 thunderstorm capable producing a tornado was located near Blanchard Springs Campground, or 8 miles north of Mountain View, moving northeast at 20 miles per hour here, okay? So I want to say something at this point. I know a lot of people are probably out camping at this time here. I know a lot of people are probably out on the lake and stuff like that. You gotta tell them immediately to seek shelter immediately, okay? I know a lot of people when they're camping, they don't get a lot of service and stuff like that. Please keep that in mind at this current point, okay? So that tornado warning still remains in effect. Let me double check on something real quickly. Let me see here right now. Okay, so we do have a chaser that's fixing to start getting out in across eastern Arkansas. I do appreciate you, Cam, for doing that. But I said before, this is what we got going at this point here. 2 tornado warnings at this current time here. Take your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows. Put as many walls to unity outside as possible. Get to the lowest, more center portion of your home at this current point here. Okay, so this is what we got at this point. So Searcy, Newton, and Marion counties at this current time here. Okay, so one of our storm chasers, Cam, he is going to be targeting the central and the southeastern portions of the state, getting ready for the round that's going to be coming up as we get towards later on this afternoon into this evening. So folks, said before, if you're just now tuning in, this is what we got going across northern Arkansas at this current time here. Tornado warnings are across the board at this point. Let's go ahead and talk to you guys about the Searcy County one at this time here. We're going to watch the situation very closely here. Tornado warning for east central Newton County has been canceled. Therefore, the storm has moved out, so therefore the warning has been allowed to be canceled. However, we are going to watch the situation very closely, but the tornado warning remains in effect for northwestern Searcy and south central Marion counties at this point. Hazard, tornado, quarter size hail, radar indicated rotation at this current point here. This is going to include Duff, it's going to include St. Joe, Silver Hill, Snowball, and Baker Ford up here. So take cover now, move to the closest, take cover now, move to a basement or interior room and lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows, if you are outdoors in a mobile home or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris, okay? I want to make this crystal clear to everybody that's asking about the tornado threat elsewhere across the board, okay? The 2% tour continues across the rest of the natural state, okay? Everybody is relatively at risk for that tornado potential, okay? This is why we're harping on you guys so much that you need to have a plan ready to go. You need to be ready to go as you get towards this afternoon into this evening. There is a tornado threat. Is this going to be a tornado outbreak? By any stretch of the matter, that is going to be a no. However, we are seeing multiple tornado warnings. We are seeing multiple severe thunderstorm warnings at this current time here. So please keep that in mind. If you need information regarding your area, if you're in central or in southern or in eastern Arkansas, feel free to take a look at the page as well here, okay? So, as said before, let's get back to what we were doing here with the tornado warning coverage. We've got Izard County, northern Stone County, and Searcy County, all in tornado warnings right now. Several severe thunderstorm warnings kind of flanking the tornado warnings at this point for Newton, for Pope County, P-O-P-E, and also Johnson County as well here. And you're going to have to watch this storm because the southern end is producing rotation. So, once again, so before, when you have a cold front coming in with all the instability beginning to come in, that's where you're going to have an isolated tornado potential. Fortunately for us right now, we don't have a single report of a tornado underground. We had one earlier that was radar confirmed. At this point, we do not have any confirmed tornadoes right now here, just several tornado warnings. But do not let your guard down just because it's not confirmed at this point. You need to be seeking shelter immediately at this time here. So Marion, Baxter, Searcy counties, Izard County, and Stone County, Fulton County, and then Sharp County, you need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows. Get away from windows. Put as many walls to unity outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately at this current point here. Okay. So bear with me for just a bit. Let me double check on something real fast here. Hold on. Okay, give me 1 second here. We're getting some new reports in. All right. Okay. All right. So let me see here. That's one from. Okay. So we got something from LZK. They continued the tornado warning from Marion and Searcy County. They canceled the one in Newton. And then the other tornado warning still continues until 5 o'clock now for Izard and Stone County here, okay? So we're going to go over to our rotation indicator at this point. Let's take a look at that real fast. And you guys are going to see graphically here. So right there in Stone County and Izard County at this point, and then over towards Searcy County, we've got 2 areas of distinct rotation. We're going to watch the situation very closely, and we're going to zoom this down and show you guys this graphically on what's going on here, okay? So this is what we got at this point right through here. Okay, area of rotation going right over the Stone County area going into Izard County at this point, and then you have another area of rotation. There's now a new warning that just got issued for Searcy, Stone, and also Baxter counties at this time here. Let's go ahead and read to you guys graphically on what's going on with that here. So, as I said before, folks, very long evening coming up for us here in Arkansas Water Watchers, okay? Tornado warnings are coming out like crazy. Tornado warning for West Central Stone, Northeastern Searcy, South Central Baxter counties at this current time here until 5 o'clock. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Marshall, moving east at 35 miles per hour. Hazard, tornado, source, radar indicated rotation at this current time here. This does include the following towns: Marshall, Morningstar, Big Flat, and also towards Landis. Take your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows. Put as many walls to unity outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately at this current point here, guys. I cannot stress that enough at this point. So, 3 ongoing tornado warnings at this current time here. Searcy County, Stone, Baxter counties, Izard County at this current time here. We're going to have to watch this situation very closely here, but this is what we got going at this current point, okay? So, right through here. All right, let me give you 1 second here. Right here, that's the area of rotation right here. And then we have another area of rotation over here in Marshall. And we got another one over here in Searcy County at this current time here. Take your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows. Put as many walls to unity outside as possible. Get away from windows at this current point here, okay? So, right now, I think that other warning was allowed to be dropped. We now have 2 tornado warnings on the board here, okay? So, the one over here in Searcy, Stone, and also in Baxter County. We're going to watch this closely. And then we have the one in Izard County at this current time here, okay? So, take your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows. Put as many walls to unity outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately at this current point. So, we're going to put a track on these storms here. So, bear with me for just a bit, guys. All right. There's a track on this one. This is moving due northeast at this point. So this one's going to actually make a run for Horseshoe Bend at this point here. That's going to go right for Franklin, Horseshoe Bend, and also Ash Flat up here in Izard County, in Fulton County at this time here. This is also going to include Highway 62 and also Highway 167 that runs from Sharp all the way into Fulton County at this point. Watch the situation very closely here, okay? Now, for the other storm over here, the other tornado warning storm, this is the area of rotation right over Marshall at this time here, moving due northeast here, okay? So you can see over Big Flat is moving about 30 miles per hour. Callio Rock and Big Flat over here. 455 for Big Flat and then 527 for Callio Rock over here. You need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately in this point here, okay? So this is what we got at this time here. Several tornado warnings across the board here. 2 tornado warnings, a big severe thunderstorm warning that just got issued. Let's talk about that real quickly here. Severe thunderstorm warning that just got issued for Western Stone, Searcy, Southeastern Newton, Southeastern Marion, Southwestern Baxter County until 5:15 this afternoon. Severe thunderstorms along the line from Duff to northwestern Marshall, moving northeast at 50 miles per hour here. Take your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows. Put as many walls to unity outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately at this current time here, okay? So, several tornado warnings are in place at this current time here. If you know anybody that needs this coverage, feel free to send them to this live stream at this current time here. I cannot stress that enough at this point here. So several tornado warnings at this point. This one moving due northeast into Stone and into Izard counties at this time here. Also, we're going to have to watch the one over here towards Izard County at this time here. This one moving in a trajectory just like this, and I'm going to clock it right around 35 miles per hour here, okay? So Franklin, Horseshoe Bend, and also Ash Flat up here. This is where that tornado potential is going to be, and I'm going to tell you guys this now. In Polk County, I'm monitoring that storm that's just to the southwest of this big severe thunderstorm warning. This one is going to be right there. There may be an area of rotation that may try to get going across the board here. So you guys can feel what's going on here, the vibe that's going off right now, guys. This is what we got going at this point. Let's zoom this out so you guys can see what's going on here. This is the active area across the state right in here, across northern Arkansas, with that cluster of storms that are getting going up here in northern Arkansas. The rest of the natural state, at the moment, is good to go. It's pretty clear. That does not mean that you're not going to see severe weather. That will change as we get towards the afternoon into this evening. If you have any plans outside, or you have any dinner plans, etc., please, please, please have a way to get warnings this afternoon, guys. I cannot stress that enough at this current point here, okay? So several severe thunderstorm warnings. We're going to go back to our radar for just a bit. And as I said before, we're going to watch the situation very closely here, okay? So you need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately in this area. Get away from windows. Put as many walls to unity outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately. Also, we're getting a lot of people sending us inboxes of pictures and stuff. I do fully appreciate you guys. I'm going to tell you guys this now. If y'all can get us photos or videos of what's going on up here in northern Arkansas safely, that would be great. I fully would appreciate that. But make sure your safety comes first, folks, okay? So right now, let me double check something here from National Weather Service in Little Rock. They issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Baxter, Marion, Newton, Searcy, and Stone counties. And then also the severe thunderstorm warning capable of producing a tornado was located over Marshall, moving east at about 35 miles per hour. So this is the one right here. And then you got the one for Stone and Izard counties at this current time here, okay? So if you need radar, by the way, we do have radar on our page. If one of my forecasters can pin the website on the page, that'd be great. But as I said before, this is what we got going at this point. This is what we're watching at this time here. Let's see, there's an area of rotation near Melbourne. That one right there, you can see the classic supercell structure with that one moving due northeast into Franklin, into Horseshoe Bend up here in Izard in southern Fulton County at this current time here. So take your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows. Put as many walls to unity outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately at this current point here, okay? So this is what we got going at this time here near Marshall at this point. This is moving due east as well. Let me go ahead and put the tracks back up on this one. Give me 1 second here. Let's show you guys this graphically here. So give me 1 second. I'm going to switch this over at this current point. Okay. Alright, give me 1 second here. See if I can switch this over here so I can put the tracks on here. So that one of these storms, you see here, this one right in here, moving northeast at 30 miles per hour. So that's the one that's going towards Horseshoe Bend up here in northern Arkansas here, okay? So this is going to go from Melbourne, for Franklin, Horseshoe Bend up here. And then also we have the other storm over here in Searcy County. Marshall, you need to be in shelter immediately. Big Flat, you need to be in shelter immediately as well. 56 over here, that is in Stone County. Take your tornado precautions. If you know anyone in Izard or in Sharp or in Fulton County, they need to be seeking shelter immediately at this current point here, okay? So right now, in terms of everything, okay, so they have canceled the tornado warning for Izard and Sharp counties here. So Izard and Stone County, excuse me. So those have been allowed to be expired, okay? So we have one tornado warning on the board right now here, and that's going to go for Searcy and Stone and also Marion County up here as well here, okay? So we're going to zoom this out. That storm, that tornado warning has been allowed to be dropped. We're now focusing on this one. This one right here, right over Marshall, along Highway 65 up here. You need to be seeking shelter immediately. Get away from windows. Put as many walls to unity outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately in this area here, okay? We also have other severe thunderstorm warnings that are in place at this current point, but this is what we got going at this current time here, okay? So if you are under a tornado warning right now, that's going to go for Searcy, for Baxter County, and Stone County. You need to be seeking shelter immediately. Get away from windows. Put as many walls to unity outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately in this area here. I cannot stress that enough at this current time here, okay? So we are monitoring comments, by the way. I'm going to tell you guys this now during tornado warning coverage. Inappropriate drama starting comments are not allowed here. We do have moderators on the page, and that will result in a block here. This is a very serious situation, folks. It's not a laughing matter. You need to be seeking shelter immediately if you're in Searcy County or in Stone County or in Baxter County at this current time here, folks. I cannot stress that enough at this current time here, okay? So let me see here. Let me zoom this out and show you guys this graphically what's going on. There's the other storm down here. Most of these are hail producers now, and I will say when all these storms kind of congealing into one, this is where you're going to substitute the tornado threat for the damaging wind threat up here, okay? This will start transitioning over to a damaging wind threat, so you will have to watch this situation very closely. They're not gonna, these areas of rotations are brief, they're quick, they're not sustaining itself for very long. However, we're watching the situation very closely here. Jim made a great point. These supercells are kind of acting like tropical spin-up tornadoes. They're dropping very, very quickly. And then, as said before, they're lifting back up and the tornado warning is canceled, okay? So we're watching the situation very closely, but if you know anybody that is in Searcy County along Highway 65 at this current time here, take your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows, put as many walls to unity outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately at this current point here, okay? Elsewhere across the natural state, give you guys a little bit of reprieve of what's going on here, because we've been mainly talking about northern Arkansas, but a lot of people have been asking about what's happening across the rest of the natural state at this point here, okay? Right now, what we have going on is we have that tornado warning in Searcy County, but elsewhere across the natural state, not a lot's going on at this point. It's relatively quiet. Remember, quiet right now doesn't mean you're not going to see anything. The frontal boundary is beginning to make its way down into this area. A very unstable air mass in place at this point. So that tornado warning in Searcy County at this point here, that's going to go for Stone and Baxter County at this time here. But I want to show you guys this real quickly, okay? Let's take a look at this. Now, what you're going to see on your screen for just a second, this is the current instability. You can see a lot of energy. I mean, a lot of energy across the board. There have been some areas of thunderstorm development across eastern Arkansas and southeastern Arkansas, but you can definitely see the amount of energy we have in place. What's going on is you have a boundary, a cold front beginning to move due southeast. It's going to interact with this instability in place, and that's where you're going to get the potential of seeing strong to severe thunderstorms as we get towards later this afternoon and into this evening here, okay? So we're going to watch the situation very closely. So before, stay with us, have a plan ready to go, be ready for severe thunderstorm warnings and also tornado warnings as well here. But I wanted to show you guys that graphically at this current time here. But yeah, there's that tornado warning in Searcy and Stone counties at this current point. Right now, just taking a look at our Twitter, I'm not seeing anything in terms of damage reports right now here. I'm not seeing anything, which is great news at this point. So let me double check on something real quick. Let me see here. Okay, so right now, so far, that's what we got going. At this point, several severe thunderstorm warnings at this point, but no sign of damage or anything, which is great news out of those tornado warned storms right now here. But we do have several power outages across the board. Let me double check on something real quick. Our current total power outages across the state right now are going to be sitting at right around 2,500 at this point. Majority right now coming out of Searcy County and coming out of Lawrence County up here in northern Arkansas from the storms from earlier. Okay, so we do have some power outages at this time. Nothing too significant at this point. I think we're still early in the game with the severe threat, but that tornado warning still remains in effect in this area until 5 o'clock this afternoon. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Marshall, moving east at 35 miles per hour. Hazard tornado source radar indicated rotation at this point here. So we're going to take a look at this, zoom this back down, and show you guys this graphically what's going on. So we're going to go over to our rotation indicator at this point, and based off of this, and I'm going to put it like this right now, based off of this right now, I believe this tornado warning is going to be allowed to be expired. Okay. The problem is, therefore, we do not have a lot of rotation here. Now, the problem is, this is up here in northern Arkansas. The radar is not as great up here in northern Arkansas at this point, but right now, this is what we got at this point. And I believe, as of 4:42, they have canceled the tornado warning. Tornado warning has been allowed to be canceled at this current point here. So, yep, tornado warning has been dropped with this storm here. What we're going to do, we're going to zoom this out, show you guys this graphically what's going on. Zoom this out real quickly here, show you guys what's going on. We're going to go back to our base reflectivity, okay? So now, tornado warning's gone. So now we can take a breather. Now we can figure out what's going on at this current point here, okay? So, several tornado warnings have been dropped. We have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings at this point. The rest of the natural state is quiet right now. That will change as we get towards the afternoon and into this evening. I'm going to stress something, and I'm looking at guidance right now here, and I want to say, based off of guidance at this point, we will have strong to severe thunderstorms continuing across the board here, okay? So, let me see here, okay, so, looking at everything right now, this is what we're going to be looking at. Everything is going to be in place for strong to severe thunderstorms as we get towards the afternoon into this evening. We will have another run of the Futurecast on the page. If there's no more tornado warnings, we will have that on the page so you guys can kind of follow along with us in terms of the warnings and stuff like that. But folks, right now, the quiet period. Develop a plan, have a plan ready to go. We are going to break away from coverage. I want to stress the severe thunderstorm warning up here in Searcy and Stone County. That's going to go until 5:15. These storms are moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. They are capable of producing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. At this point, we're going to zoom this back down, and we're going to show you what's called the downdraft gust potential at this point. And you're going to see this clearly where the strongest winds are at this point here. And it's going to load up here shortly here, guys. But you can see right here in Searcy County, okay? That's where that area of rotation was. It has died off, so the tornado warning has been allowed to expire at its current point here, okay? But we're going to watch the situation very closely, guys. We are going to break away from coverage. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to double check on something real quick. Make sure we're good on the tornado warnings at this point. Alright, so they have canceled tornado warnings, so we are going to break away. We're going to continue to keep you guys updated right here, your source for all things Arkansas weather.